Good morning.
Hi.
Hello, how are y'all doing? Seems like my throat doesn't want me to talk this morning. But I woke this morning with a passage on my mind. And many years ago, a friend and I were talking, and she'd gone through some difficulties. And she called and she said, Miss Sandra, I found a verse this morning. I said, you did? She said, yes. She said, listen to this. And I'm going to read it so I don't misquote. But it's in Psalm 57. It says, be merciful unto me, O God. Be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wing will I make my refuge, until these calamities be overpast. And she said, it's going to pass. He's promised in his word it's going to pass. And I said, you know, he has, and it will. And I thought about the quarantine and how life is going and how different it is, not able to be with our friends and our family particularly, not out shopping or doing what we want to do, and how difficult life can be and how frustrating it can be because we can't do what we want to do. But God promises that he's going to hide us in the shelter of his wing until these calamities be overpast. And I thought about the fact that, yes, we try to follow directions. We try to do what people encourage us to do. But the most important thing we can do is trust in the Lord and let him guide and direct us, and not let Satan have a heyday by discouraging and having us disgruntled and down in the mouth because things aren't like we want it to be. And I trust you will go and read the psalm. It isn't just the first verse, but there's a lot of good verses in that psalm that encourage us that Jesus is what we need, and we just need to put our trust there and let him hide us in the shelter of his wing.
And you know, honey, as we go through the times of trial and testing, what I'm most thankful for is that he is with us. He is always with us. I was thinking about that this morning myself, and how difficult the days can be, and yet how great it is to know that we're not by ourselves. I was reminded of that poem that we heard years ago, written by Margaret Fishback Powers, and she called it Footprints, and many of you will remember that. It went like this. One night I dreamed a dream. I was walking along the beach. I was hand in hand with my Lord. Across the dark skies flashed scenes of my life. For each scene, I noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to me and the other one to my Lord. When the last scene of my life had shot before me, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. There was only one set at times, and that troubled me. I realized that at the lowest and saddest times in my life, I was alone. She said, I was troubled, so I went to the Lord and asked him. I said, Lord, you told me when I decided to follow you, you would never leave me. You'd walk and talk with me all along the way. But I'm aware that during the most troublesome times, there was only one set of footprints. I just don't understand. When I needed you most, you left me. Oh, he whispered, my precious child, I love you and will never leave you. Never, ever. During your trials and testings, when you saw only one set of footprints, that's when I carried you. Wow, how precious it is to know that not only do we have a God who is omnipresent, always with us, but that in the difficult times he carries us. Wow, what encouragement that can be to us. In Jeremiah chapter 23, verses 23 and 24, I read this scripture this morning and I jotted it down so I could share it with you. God said to Jeremiah and to the people of Israel, am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? He's asking them to believe that he's near rather than being far off. Then he says this, can any hide himself in the secret places that I shall not see him? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? He reminded them quickly that they couldn't go anywhere that he didn't see them, that he wasn't with them. And I like that precious truth this morning. It gives me encouragement as I go on along. Whether you're enjoying or struggling through the difficult times, remember this, God is with you. And he promises that even in the tough times, if you'll let him, he'll carry you through them. And I believe that with all my heart. Well, I trust that's been a little bit of an encouragement to you this morning. And I was noticing as I read that psalm, she said, Lord, I don't understand. Just when I needed you most, you left me. There's an old song that we used to sing, and we're going to just close with just the chorus of this for you today. It talks about just when I need him most.
Just when I need him most, just when I need him most, Jesus is near to comfort and cheer. Just when I need him most. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.